Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Syafiqah binti Abu Bakar and my metric number is 280269. Let me explain about our introduction, which consists of two parts. The first one is the purpose of our report, and the second one is the importance of budgeting to our business. Firstly, the purpose of this report is to discuss how owner of small business does in planning their businesses and how they manage their business with the context of budgeting and planning concept. Furthermore, this e-service learning project assists us in becoming an engaged lifelong learners who recognize the broad social implication of accounting and improve our comprehension of management accounting subject. Secondly, budgeting is important to our business because budgeting assess current available capital, estimate expenditures, and forecast future revenue. By referring to the budget, a business may compare results to expenditures and ensure that resources are available for projects that support corporate growth and development. It helps the owner to concentrate on cash flow, cost reduction, profit enhancement, and return on investment. If there is no control over spending, planning is useless and there are no business objectives to pursue if there is no planning. For this project, we focus on main finding of operating issues which the small business facing and provide solution to solve the issues. Next part is the case background. The company that our group had selected is a small and medium-sized enterprise named as Maisa Collection. The owner of Maisa Collection is Masita Juhaidah binti Mat Rana. According to the owner, this small business was established on 1st March 2020 as a sole proprietorship, and this business was selling kids clothing, for example blouse and baju kurung. At first, the owner started from yogurt ice cream kiosk but decided to grow the business by selling kids clothing because of the demand for yogurt ice cream is low and the expenses keep getting higher. Miss Masita is currently renting 2 stores located in Jejawi for her business operation. The price of product is starting from RM5 for daily life clothing till RM75 for exclusive material. The company is having 2 employees plus with the owner. However, Miss Masita manages her company's finance on her own and calculates income and expenses to determine whether the company is profitable or not. The business is very important to the owner in generating income as the main source of money to the owner, and the owner also plans to expand the business in order to survive in this competitive industry of kids clothing that full of competitors. Next, there are some of the important rules of the game for a successful business of that nature. Firstly, the company must have a mission. It's horrible when the staff do not even know their company's objective is and they have no idea when the owner asks to them. Every business person has to know where they are going. To know what it is doing, any business must have a defined objective and each employee should understand the mission, and if they don't, they should be taught until they do. Secondly, set up goals and get out of the way. It is because a great company is defined by the enthusiasm of a group of brilliant individuals working together to achieve a common objective. Successful business founders should establish goals but not prescribe how to achieve them. They should provide input as necessary, but they should always give the great individuals they have recruited the freedom and trust they deserve to do the task.
Greetings for everybody. My name is Chang with metric number 280732. Now I'll be discussing on the issues and solutions for MySA collection. Through the interview with the owner Puan Masita UID, the first operating issue that we have identified is the recording system for MySA collection, in which the business is facing difficulties in recording transactions and determine the actual stock at the end of each month. Currently, the business is practicing the periodic inventory system, where the owner will manually count the amount of stock at the end of each month to update the inventory account. This method is not efficient as it requires many time and energy. As the business does not hire any accountant or bookkeeper to record the transactions, the owner will record all the transactions by herself, but she does not keep the data and receipt regularly. With the absence of proper accounting system, the business is struggling to calculate the ending balance for the stock and unable to recognize the actual expense or revenue, which made the business incapable to prepare any financial statement. To overcome this issue, the solution we suggest is to adopt a proper recording system. Firstly, the business should keep all the business-related documents such as invoice, receipts, bills, and bank statements. Then, the business should have a filing system where all the documents can be stored physically or virtually in a separate file. At the same time, the owner should start hiring a bookkeeper that can handle the accounting needs of the business. After that, we'll suggest MySA collection to employ the cash method for their accounting, just like what the majority startup business did. The business should also be equipped with a business bank account that can trace the business cash flow easily. Lastly, we will suggest the owner to pursue with a business accounting software such as Zoho Book, FreshBooks, or QuickBooks that helps in recording the business transactions. The business also encountered the problem of insufficient funds and cash flow. Based on the owner's response, the insufficient cash flow has affected the stock turnover and the working capital of the business. Sometimes, the owner couldn't purchase for new stock as the business is having cash shortage. Besides that, lacking in working capital not only affects the business ability to fund operation and meet short-term obligations, it also affects the entity's plan of investing for future growth. In her opinion, the main factor that leads to the insufficient cash flow in her business is the implementation of the movement control order by the Malaysian government that caused reducing in customer and also the customer's preference that shift to shopping online. As a result, the sales in the recent month has dropped and leads to the insufficient cash flow in the business. As for the solution of this issue, we recommend the owner to have a cash flow budget for her business. The simple cash flow budget will be comprised of the cash receipt and cash disbursement section, where cash receipt will include the estimate cash collected from the sales, and cash disbursement will include the cash paid for purchasing stock, fixed expense, and other expense. With the availability of proper recording system, the future sales and expense forecast can be done. As a result, this cash flow budget will then help the owner to estimate the future cash inflows and outflows and determine the excess or shortage in cash for the following period. Based on the result, the owner can later decide to make a short-term or long-term financing to ensure that they have enough cash flow for the following period.
Thank you, Kwong. I will continue this discussion of issue regarding price determination in MySA collection. One of the issue is that the owner does not know how to calculate the markup percentage from the original price. Usually, the company use market approach to set their price. One of the other issue is that the company profit is too tight, making it hard to grow the company. And during the MCO, the business has gone bad, making the owner have to use her own money to pay the expense of the company. Solution: company can start developing their product brand. As the more popular the product brand, the expensive it can be charged for. Other than that, company should carry out the pricing strategy, such as gross profit margin or more significant digit pricing. For example, RM24.99 is more cheap than RM25 in people's eyes, making people will buy more. Next, we move to marketing/promoting issue. For the market that the company is in, there is a huge competitor that affect their business. This is the growing e-commerce that have become bigger during MCO phase. Plus, because of their large platform, it's more easy to attract people. Other issue is that an inactive Facebook page that the company do not keep on interacting with, making it harder to reach the company. The reason of the inactive is that the company is lacking in resources to contribute to their Facebook page. There are many solutions to marketing your own product because marketing/advertising/promoting is the key to a success business. Such example is to offer customer an exclusive preview of a new product. Other than that, is to making an offer such as promotion, coupon to make the customer more engaged with the product. After that, to use Google My Business, which is free to use website that help a young business. The company also can start a blog post and also spreading the word across the social media as it doesn't cost any time. Lastly, the company can host a virtual event to make an engagement with customer. It will cost less than a live event as it only requires the company to have a camera, a computer, and internet to do it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Khairul Najmi and this is my side. After having a further insight into the business, we are managed to identify the difference that existed between the Maisa collection and the knowledge we have learned theoretically. And based on our understanding, budgeting process is usually done by the business, where small business might make a simple budgeting and a big company will did a complex one and detailed budgeting. Based on our research, we found that a successful business allocate time to create and manage budgets, prepare and review businesses plans, and regularly monitor their financial situation and business performance. However, we observed that Maisa collection made no budgetary plans as the owners lacks accounting abilities and is unaware of managerial accounting understanding. Besides that, we also observed that Maisa collection does not prepare any financial statement. There has been a contrary to us as we believe that small business also prepare their own financial statement for the internal decision making purpose. So entrepreneurs must understand how successfully their assets are being used to provide services, as well as the expenses of inventory in comparison to the company profit margin. And these financial statements also have been requested to many banks, lenders or investors to know the financial details from the small business to guarantee that these persons are reimbursed on time. At the same time, we also discovered that Maisa collection does not adopt any proper accounting system to record their transaction in the accounting files such as a diary, ledger or trial balance. For your information, we think that all business should have hired at least one bookkeeper or accountant to help them properly record their transaction. According to our reference, having access to reliable financial information and the capacity to analyze the outcomes may help an accountant increase the profitability of their firm. We have also noticed that Maisa collection does not make any plan in purchasing their stocks. If the supply in the store is low, Maisa collection stock is acquired once every 3 months. Inventory management is important to small business because it helps them prevent stock outs, manage multiple locations and ensure accurate record keeping. And for the conclusion of mine, all business would seek counsel from public accounting or an individual public accountant from CPA because when assisting an entrepreneur in setting up their small business accounting process, professional accountant typically provide a wealth of education, experience and skill. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatini Ainul Hayat binti Bohari and my matric number is 280569. For recommendation, Maisa collection must establish sales budgeting in order for the company to know the estimated total revenue for a certain time. Sales budgets are useful tools for estimating company's overall performance and the potential revenue from a specific product. It aids businesses in forecasting revenue and maximizing resource use. Maisa collection can use a sales budget as a planning tool to define specific goals and benchmark for success. The company can assess their success by looking at how near they are to achieving their goals. Typically, sales managers utilize this to identify what measures they need to do to improve their efficiency, improving cash flow management, developing concrete plans to meet the sales target, estimating overhead costs, and reducing corporate procedures are all advantages of creating a sales budget. The next recommendation for Maisa collection is Maisa collection need to do a SWOT analysis to determine the company's strengths, weaknesses, threats, and opportunities. A SWOT analysis is a framework for assessing a company's competitive situation and formulating strategic plans. Internal and external elements, as well as existing and future possibilities, are all evaluated in a SWOT analysis. It is intended to allow for a genuine, fact-based, data-driven assessment of an organization's initiative or industry's strengths and weaknesses. Maisa collection must maintain the accuracy of the analysis by eliminating preconceived notions or grey regions and instead focuses on real-life situations. It should be used as a recommendation rather than a prescription by the company. Other than that, Maisa collection also need to improve their marketing strategies to gain more customers. A solid marketing strategy should focus around the first value propositions, which tells customers what the company stands for, how it runs, and why they should do business with it. Maisa collection can use e-commerce platforms such as Shopee, Lazada, Instagram, and Facebook to promote their business. With over 3.6 billion people using social media worldwide, social media marketing is a great way to share the promotional content. Before starting, Maisa collection need to see where the company should invest their social media marketing budget and what type of ads these platforms can host. Maisa collection can use the internet to communicate with their target audience. Social media marketing serves as an excellent link between the brand and potential customers. MySa Collection's approaches also should be different on most social media channels, so the customer can be attracted by the marketing that we made.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syafiqah binti Samsudin, number matric 280039, and I'm going to continue our presentation today regarding to discussion and recommendation. With the aim of having a clear view about the potential customers is by conducting market research for the purpose of planning and developing marketing strategy. There are varieties of methods on how to conduct market research, and some of them are to create a survey form either by online or offline. Secondly, the usage of Facebook group is one of the easiest and low-cost method to study the market. Additionally, the feature of Facebook ads, which offer an affordable package up to our budget by advertising our posts on Facebook according to our potential customers. For example, since MySa Collection is kids clothing business operating in Perlis, then the advertisement target the Facebook user who mainly live in Perlis. By having a complete information of customers, it is easier to spot the opportunities to sell the products in the strategic places and what customer want. For the second part, I'm going to propose MySa Collection to use perpetual system for their inventory management. In regard to the issue identified in the company, which is the inaccurate inventory count at the end of accounting period, which will contribute to the loss for the company if this issue is left unsolved in the long run. The owner stated that their main problem occur in the business currently is regarding to the inventory count at the end of period is not tally from what are being recorded. To tackle the problem, it is highly advisable for MySa Collection to hire a permanent staff and apply the perpetual system to replace the current inventory system, which is the periodic inventory system. In order to shift to the perpetual inventory system, it is undeniable, costly, and time-consuming at the beginning of the implementation. Yet, it will help them to track the accurate inventory in and out continuously every single day. For the final part, it is highly advisable for MySa Collection to measure their business performance periodically. One of the ways to know either your business is growing or not is by measuring its business performance periodically. It is not only helping to assess the performance, but to detect any error occur while operating the business. Financial statement and financial analysis are one of the prime tools to indicate the growth of business by making a comparison of sales performance monthly and yearly, reviewing the business cash flow, computing level and turnover of stock, etc. Besides, the company can measure the business performance by conducting a survey form for their customers to evaluate customer satisfaction for their experience buying from the store. The satisfaction or dissatisfaction of customers is the indicator either the business is in the right track or not. The end result can be used to improve on what customer want. By the end of my speech, I'm going to let the next presenter to present our presentation today. Thank you.
As a conclusion from this report, we now know that even small businesses employ budgeting planning in their operation. Perhaps not as tightly, but the owners still use the term budget plans in their operation. This demonstrates how essential budgeting planning is to business owner and in ensuring that their company can continue to operate in the future and making it easier for them to make decisions in their company. Despite the fact that the owner has endured several problems and has flaws, they may still effectively run their business when they have a budgeting strategy in place. We may conclude that budgeting plans are one of the most crucial things that we need to perform in our business to ensure that it can continue to operate. Thank you.